What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So it looks like Call of Duty has actually messed up and released the Season 1 key artwork earlier than expected. So it looks like the official roadmap blog post and everything is going to actually release tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's the usual time we get our updates. They decided to do it Thursday this time around. So if you are currently watching this video past that time, I highly recommend that you check my channel for an updated video where we actually cover the full roadmap. But for now, we're going to go over this brand new leak that Call of Duty ended up actually revealing. So the Call of Duty Australia Twitter account ended up making a post roughly around 15 to 20 minutes ago at around 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it looks like they made a mistake because this was actually quickly taken down. After a couple of minutes of it being up, when you refresh, it would say that this tweet is no longer available. The good news is I actually took a screenshot of that because I really had a feeling that they were going to end up removing it and just not leave it all the way up until the next day. So here is what they went ahead and posted. The tweet says it's time to enter the criminal underground, which we've mentioned and talked about before, that the theme of this season is going to be criminal organization related. We've talked about in the past already that the theme is more than likely going to have something to do with the campaign because they can't just introduce any random story that doesn't make sense in the earlier seasons of Call of Duty. They'll probably start doing stuff like that during like season 3 or 4, but for now it's going to be the aspect of the criminals that involve the Call of Duty campaign. And then they went on to say, join Sev as she crosses off her hit list in Season 1 of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Warzone, coming in on November 14th. Now, they have already confirmed here that Sev is going to be the main character of this season that we have, which is one of the main protagonists that we have within the campaign storyline. So this is one of the key artwork photos that they went ahead and showcased. You can see her. She has on like the pink hair, she has tats all over, she has the tactical mask gear, but at the same time it actually looks pretty sick. It seems like it matches the older 80s or 90s style, so they didn't really go too far away from that. She's also wearing like those rounded out sunglasses, has on a bunch of chains, and it definitely looks like a very sick operator skin. It definitely, to me, looks like it could be a good potential tier 100 operator skin, but I'm not entirely sure what route they're going to use in terms of the operator skin that they're going to use. But more than likely, the first couple of seasons, as I mentioned, they're not going to have some crazy animated operator, unrealistic type of style. They're going to follow the Black Ops 6 type of theme and feel of the game. But for those of you guys wondering why they went ahead and picked her and then they're calling the theme criminal underground related, even though she's one of the good guys, you sort of need to understand her background, so it makes a little bit more sense. But originally it says she was taken in by the guild, one of the Avalon crime factions, at a young age. We know that Avalon plays a very big role in terms of like the campaign. Even in Zombies, there's a lot going on this Avalon map, and among that, she was raised there. And they said at a young age, Savati Dumas loyally served the crime family as they trained her to become an assassin and espionage expert. Her allegiance changed when she met the love of her life, an idealistic man who helped reveal the ugliness of the criminal underworld. So you can see here, she found someone, fell in love, and they sort of pulled her out the game. It says when Dumas expressed her desire to quit the life of an assassin, the crime family manipulated her into thinking that her partner was an inside agent for a rival crime family. She orchestrated his death, but afterwards discovered that the ordeal was set up to keep her in line. So this is now where you're starting to see when they mention that she's crossing people off her hit list. So it looks like this is already going to be like one of those revenge arcs. And it says Savati disowned her adopted family and became an independent assassin, funneling her resources into waging a personal war against the Avalon crime faction. Her exploits eventually caught the eyes of the CIA operatives in Europe, who were eager to use her uncanny ability to track down elusive targets. So I'm going to assume here that within this storyline, she went ahead and teamed up to gain more access to resources to pretty much actually complete her desire for revenge. And what we're going to see within the battle pass are going to be new operators. So they showed a different photo here, and within the second photo that we have, you get a better idea of what the actual operator skin looks like from head to toe rather than the other photo. So now you can see the tats a little bit more clearly. You'll see that she's holding I think that might be a new weapon, I'm not entirely too sure. And then you also see the different tactical gear that she has on. And then when you take a look at the sides, you'll notice that there's two new operators that we don't yet have available in the game. These are for sure going to be the new battle pass operator skins that they're going to be adding. I'm not entirely sure if these are friendly or if they're enemies. Maybe she's a part of the people she's gunning and looking for, or she could have just teamed up with these guys to actually look for the criminals that she's trying to hunt down. But on top of that, there's also one on the right side, looks like a Milsim type of operator skin wearing a gas mask. You then also see that it looks like he's holding a brand new weapon, which seems to be the MAC-10, and that was not one of the weapons that was previously leaked, but it seems like it's a very popular weapon of choice to bring into the game, and I was surprised that it wasn't added in, so it looks like that will be making its way here into the game. The other weapon, it looks like that one's already available. Looks like just a standard typical AK, but at the moment, what are your thoughts and opinions based on what we're seeing so far? Within the blog post itself, we're going to have a full-on detail of exactly who these operators are, what they're going to look like, what their names are, what is the storyline that's involved with this, because alongside season 1, we're also going to receive a storyline cinematic. If you guys remember with like MW2 and MW3, we would have like a little intro cinematic that would play at the start of the season. So we're probably going to get a little bit of a better idea of what that is. So if you're definitely watching this video after the 10 a.m. mark for tomorrow on Thursday, then I would highly recommend that you just check the channel back again to see if there's any updated news. But now, one thing that these photos also confirm to us is the fact that there's more than likely not going to be a Adler operator skin, a Helen Park, or a Felix Newman. These are also other characters that are involved within the campaign as the main characters. It doesn't look like this season will have any of these operator skins, so for those of you guys who are waiting for Adler or maybe Helen, we may have to wait a little bit longer, basically. So they might have their own season that's going to be influenced by them and exclusive to them and their storyline. So that's what I think the idea is for Black Ops 6. It would make sense if they did one season for every single one of these characters, and then they can start getting into the crazier stuff later down the line with season 5, season 6, introduce crossovers, collabs, and then random stuff depending on the event. But at the moment, this is what we got going on right here for Black Ops 6. Also, Black Cell will be available within this battle pass. They're obviously not going to show it within the key artwork, but they're probably going to have different variants and styles. You can imagine that these operators that you're seeing here, if it matches the same style that we saw with MW2 and 3, they're probably going to be a black and gold. So maybe her hair color, instead of this bright pink color she has, will turn into a gold color. And then there's probably going to be some sort of like gold for her tats and some of the items that she's wearing, the necklaces and the chains, and then everything else will probably be black. That's probably how they're going to go on and do it. I don't know if they're going to introduce like animation or aura effects and turn the game unrealistic right from the very first season, because that's typically what Black Cell does. And at the same time, they sort of mentioned that they want to keep everything as realistic as possible and keep everything tied in within the Black Ops universe so it doesn't get all out of whack. But that's all that I have for you guys in this video based on the key artwork and everything you've seen so far. Are you guys excited for season 1? I'm going to have a lot of videos going up here on the channel. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any of those updates. But it's been your boy Chizo, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.